Parents of TikTok, what is the creepiest thing your kid has ever said to you?
This trend belongs to my aunt, but she's not on TikTok, so here you go. My mom and I were moving into a new house, so my aunt and my cousin came to help us. After making a few trips inside, my 6-year-old cousin takes a seat on a stump in the front yard. He then turns and looks at the three of us out of the blue and says this place was built on an Indian burial ground. Once he saw the looks of "what the fuck" set into all three of our faces, he then began to hysterically cry and ran to my aunt. Looking back, we really should have loaded our shit back up and left. For the following 12 months, my sister was thrown down the stairs. I had a very large something get in my bed with me. I had a big green head floating outside my window. The fabric, non-electrical angel on our Christmas tree caught fire. We had a random message pop up on our answering machine of a mother beating her daughter with no missed calls on any of the caller IDs. Long story short, we ended up going to the local library and finding out it was built on a burial ground.
When my son was about 4 years old, we were sleeping, and I was having this very vivid dream of me holding a bat in my hands, and it was trying really hard to get away. And I woke up, and my son was holding my face in his hands like this, and he says, "Mom, it almost got away, didn't it?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "The bat, it almost got away." And I don't know if I was talking in my dream or, whatever, but that was really, really creepy.
So she was 6 years old at the time, but my daughter was sitting on the floor playing, and I was cleaning her room, and she just bust out laughing. I mean, it was like a good laugh too, like someone was tickling her. And so I was like, "Well, baby, what are you laughing at?" She was like, "Oh, mommy, remember when we were sisters, we used to play when we were little? You were being silly, but you wouldn't remember though." What? So I told my mom what she said, and then my mom told me she had had a miscarriage before she had me. I think my daughter is my older sister.
There was a bunch of kids, this is not my kid, introducing themselves, and they were being shy about it. So I started saying, like, "What is your name?" All excited. And they'd say, like, "Duncan." Like, "Hey, Duncan, what do you like, Duncan?" He'd say, "Fishing." Like, "Duncan likes fishing." And they loved it. It was a good time. But I get to this one little girl, and I say, "What is your name?" And she says something like, "Samantha." "Hey, Samantha, what do you like?" And she says, "Slender Man." Slender Man. She likes horror. Samantha likes horror. Yay! And I moved on to the next person. Later, I'm passing in front of Samantha, and she stops me and she says, "Do you know what Momo is?" "Momo, like the internet demon?" "Yeah. I got a Ouija board, and I tried to summon Momo because I want her inside of me. I want to meet Momo." Okay.
So when my oldest was probably 2,
Mommy?
he had dug in my closet and pulled out some cologne. I had told him to put it back. It was my father's, who had passed away when he was 6 months old. And he just kept telling me no. And I said, "Please put it back." And he would just persist no. And then finally I was like, "Put it back." And he screamed back at me, "It is my papa's." And I literally just kind of sat there with my mouth open wide like, how do you know this? Like, you don't know that belongs to Grandpa. And ever since then, there's just little weird things that had happened that I feel like my dad was around my son.
Okay, so I was always told that my daughter has an old soul, and she totally does. Maybe not so much as when she was little, but she definitely did. She was like the sweetest little thing, and just very proper and just ahead of her time. So it kind of started off when she was just turned 3 years old. She would tell me things like, "When I was a little girl, my mommy this," like not me, but like the past, or when I was a child. And so I just thought maybe she didn't really understand what she was saying. She was still new to like the English language because she's only 3 at the time. But then things got weird. She tells me that she was locked in a basement and that she was lit on fire, and she would cry for her mommy because she missed her mommy. Naturally, I'm like, what? Like, you were 3 years old. How do you even know any of this? So I asked her, like, who was it? I'm trying to ask more questions. I actually have recordings on one of my SD things from my old phone, because, you know, my daughter is almost 10 now, so it's been a while. But she told me that his name was the Hatter, and she described him to me wearing a big black tall hat, and she would tell me how he would be dressed or what he would look like. And I just thought it was extremely weird, and I had said something about it on Facebook. So my friend reached out to me, and she's like, my aunt has the same experience as you. So I talked to her. I explained everything that's going on with my daughter, everything that she's saying. And she told me her daughter went through the same exact thing. You'd have to look it up about the man with the tall black hat that goes into children's dreams and terrorizes them. So it's either that or my daughter in her past life was kidnapped and murdered. So those are the craziest things. I mean, there was so many things that my daughter would tell me that would make me raise an eyebrow, but that one really, really stood out to me, and she would scream and cry in her sleep. She was traumatized, and eventually she kind of grew out of it, and she has no idea what I'm talking about now to this day.
Story time. My son is not your average boy. Like me, he has an eye for detail. At the old apartment we used to live in, he could not fucking go to sleep. Like, at all. I looked at him and I said, Panda, why the hell are you still awake? And he looks back at me. I'm scared. I said, Panda, you're a toddler. What do you have to be scared of? Thing is, this has been going for weeks, possibly an entire month. His ass wasn't trying to go to sleep at all. I'm talking about he stayed up till like 3 or 4 in the morning. A toddler. He looks back at me with the biggest eyes, crying hard as fuck. Don't make me go to sleep. I looked at him like confused. The fuck is wrong with you? And honestly, what he said next, I thought it was a joke until he was being dead ass serious. She said if I go back to sleep, she's gonna kill me. On top of that, she also said that she would eat me after she killed me. I said, hold the fuck up. Bring that shit around and back to me. The fuck is you talking about? Who said that? He said the girl in my dream. She said that she wanted to kill me and eat me. I was trying to calm him down, saying that no one's gonna get him. And I even assured him, hey, if someone tries to get you, I'm gonna beat him up. Sure enough, he falls asleep. About an hour later, shit hit the fan. He's still unconscious, and he begins screaming and crying bloody murder. He was screaming so fucking much that he threw up in his bed. So I woke him up to basically wash the sheets and stuff. And when I took his shirt off, I noticed he had these long ass scratches on his back. I was like, what the fuck? So I ended up letting Panda sleep in the bed with me. And as weird as it sounds, I went into his dream. He was inside of an empty house. And he was running. And that's when I seen her. This like 8-foot tall, extremely skinny bitch with long fucking fingers. And really long black hair. These warped ass eyes and fucked up face came chasing him. When I tried to stop her, she grabbed my arm. That shit decayed on touch. So then, I ended up eventually getting him out of the fucking house. And we ended up waking up. And sure enough, I got a call on my phone. Apparently, my friend's kid seen the same bitch. So it wasn't just Panda. It was a few other kids too.
Alright, so I was in the Navy. I was a cop in the Navy. Came home after Graves. I was enjoying myself. I walked into the house, went to turn the lights on for the kitchen, and out of the corner of my eye, I see something down this long hallway of ours, and I take a step back, look down the hall, see my daughter. Y'all seen, the ring. You guys know. Standing there with her hair draped down over her face. This is my 3-year-old at the time. And the only thing I can think is, oh God, please don't run at me. I don't want to Spartan kick my daughter. That'd be bad. Takes me a few minutes. I walk down to where she's at and I say, baby, what are you doing? I'm waiting for my daddy. Scared the shit out of me. Then, after about 3 minutes, I got the courage. to pick her up and take her upstairs. Start walking up the stairs. She'd woken up enough to kind of realize where she was and put her arms around me and said, "I love you, Daddy." That happened, well, a few years earlier when I was in San Diego and we were stationed there. I was standing next to my wife. We were talking, and my daughter Jocelyn, who this little girl was or is like, "Hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me." I picked her up off the bed and I handed her to her mother. I thought right then, right there, we're going to have to perform an exorcism, I swear to God. And then that happened. And I'll be honest, I'm talking about it right now, kind of gives me goosebumps. It's not super funny, but it's funny now. But at the time, I was about to Spartan kick the shit out of her. It was bad. I was afraid. And I'm not scared very much, but that scared the shit out of me. Maybe it had to do with something that I watched The Ring not too far before that. I don't know, but it scared me at the time. And don't scare your parents like that, kids. Don't do it. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's very wrong. It scared me.